We are the only sport left in the equine industry that you have to put your hand down. Rein cow horses, reining horses, rope horses, jumping horses, anything, your hands are on the steering wheel, so if something goes wrong, it's on you. But if you get frustrated and you get down on yourself and the horse starts feeling like the ranch payments on his back, like the debt, like your marriage, like your family issues, personal issues are riding on his back, it's too much. As long as that horse cares about me, we'll figure it out. They'll change your life, but you got to make sure that you improve theirs along the way. My family's pretty much done this from day one, and a lot of the things that I wasn't sure about or that didn't know how to do, they have succeeded and failed so many different times that I had a recipe book that I've tried to make my own, but there was a lot of information given to me at a very young age. I knew that I was going to do this forever. And I remember how much fun and how much good energy was around the ranch that time, and everybody would eat at the same time. There wasn't employees, there wasn't work, there wasn't days off, and it was probably the happiest time of my life.
Adan being so special with horses and treats horses like Daddy does is I always told him, I said, I'd rather stay friends with my horse that go get a big check and that horse hates me. That's what makes the difference, and that's what I always dreamed to be, a horseman and not a horse trainer. And when Adan was a kid and he would go compete and this and that, and first thing we got to work on it is the kid's mind, because when you done show your horse and nobody cares, yeah, your family and the horse, the people that owns the horse, but you mentally have to be strong enough to take the winnings and the losers. It was fun me showing, but I tell you, it's a different perspective to watch your kids show. And I have just as much or maybe more excitement watching them do it. He's been successful because we blame God for a lot of them, but then he takes over and make things happen. He works real hard at it. He's respect the business, and he respects the people and love them and do a good job for it. And I'm very proud of it. And it's not only me, it's he's got a good mama. Tiffany has been I'm glad she did it, because I couldn't do it what she can. She disciplined him good. They make a mistake that she busts her rears, and they needed some of that. So it was a combination. The mom and dad put our experience and our love into the kids and teach them how to work and how to respect and go on.
My dad's my best friend, and he's probably the most understanding of a horse's mind person that I know. Not only is he my dad, but he's also kind of a hero. And knowing that, he ran away at 13 to come to the United States, he, walked for days. He was starving, and he lied about his age to get a job at the dairy, and all to get to horses, all to get the opportunity. So knowing how much he went through to get me to this point is it's a very special feeling. I remember the reason that I turned in my non-pro card and I went open. I had he was like, my best friend, and he drowned. And my uncle and my aunt weren't able to come to the United States to see their little boy buried. My dad promised to take his body back so that his mama could see him buried. And my dad had a really good string of horses, and he trusted me with them. And I did terrible, my first show. I didn't have my dad there, and everybody's worried about, losing somebody in the family. And it didn't go so good, which doesn't matter. But what family what family means to my family is so much more important than winning. And I think that the way that we were programmed, or the way that we grew up thinking, was just the fact that we get to do it in the first place is already winning. There's a lot of great memories, a lot of really fun, good memories. There's some ups and downs, and the fact that you never feel alone, because this is a family-orientated program, and my passion's always been what I do. So there's really no complaints. Even on the worst days, I still feel like the luckiest guy in the world. It's a sport where you have to separate a cow. So when you're walking into the arena, there's a timeline. And when you cross that timeline, a 2.5 minute clock starts counting down. There's typically between 60 to 75 cows in a herd, and you're trying to separate the cow that will provide enough challenge, that still has enough brain to stop whenever you get ahead of it, and trying to decipher which cows are going to give you the best opportunity to win is a big part of what we do. And so separating a cow from the herd at the most elegant manner you can, and keeping that cow separated until that cow is either stopped or turned away. It's not legal to quit and get another cow. So typically no less than 2 and no more than 3 cows. So how you manage your clock and how much degree of difficulty you can create in the middle of the pen is what creates the biggest score. Whenever you get the opportunity to ride down that tunnel for the American Performance Horseman and Globe Life Field, and having that, even before you see the field, you can feel the energy, and this is the day before it starts. There's still not much going on, but the fact that you know that everything that you've loved, everything that you've put time into and worked a long time for, and your family has, and knowing that wasn't all for nothing, and that what you love to do the most brought you there, and being able to ride a horse on that field where there's been a lot of amazing artists, a lot of incredible athletes, some great performers have been there, and knowing that they've all had agents, they've all been, to the right college to get the right opportunity, and knowing that my agent has 4 legs and doesn't speak English, and that the love of my life, which has been horses, got me to that point, and gave me an opportunity to stand out that way. Thanks to Teton, thanks to the American, we get that opportunity, but it's just really fulfilling to know that the cowboy's back.
Standing here with Adan. Adan, Allspice is a mare that you brought back out of retirement. You've only been riding her for 3 months. Did you expect this sort of performance from her tonight?
I've never doubted her ever, and I was very happy to do her justice. I'm happy that people got to see her. As happy as I am for people to see her, I'm also excited for people to witness what she does, and for her to be able to come to a place like this and and I love that mare so much. I didn't know God could make a horse that good.
Adan Banuelos, back-to-back champion here in the cutting. Globe Life sure likes you, or maybe you like Globe Life.
I love this place. This place has been so good to me. I can't tell you guys how from everybody involved how much you guys make it great for us to be here, and I'm just the lucky guy today, you know. So I'm very grateful for my horse and Miss Gail for trusting me with that horse, and it worked out, you know. That was great.
This job is something that if you don't absolutely love it, it doesn't matter how talented you are. I don't think people really understand how much goes into what we do to be competitive, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or stud ads. You know, people just see the wins. I'm only responsible for really about 20% of our success. Being able to put all this in and watching your team and your family and everybody give 100%, for me to be the one riding across the timeline to possibly stand out and win, and knowing that all of these people have tried so hard for my horses and to get me to town in the best way, to feel the most competitive that I can, it's a beautiful process that goes into what we do. I'd say that horses, the impact that horses have had on my life is sometimes doesn't seem ideal. Sometimes, you know, you get to thinking a little bit about how, you know, your back feels, or how your wrists or pinkies or knees, shoulder, elbow feel. But I am, this is the first time I've ever said this, but I am proud of who I am, you know. And as far as how it's affected my personal life, it not well. You know, it's taken a big toll on my past, and I'm happy that it has, because, you know, I'm very happy now, and without all the negative moments that have happened, I wouldn't have found, you know, somebody that I love, or loving myself, or feeling the way that I do now, you know, which all goes back into failures, and God's got a plan. So you just ride your wave, and I would say that the way that horses and cutting has affected my life is, I wouldn't trade it for the world, because sometimes you look down and you're like, man, this isn't great, and then all of a sudden you look up and you're like, it's the best life I could have, and I'm very fortunate for the people that are in my life.